Scene 1. My husband's relatives ate 40,000 rubles worth of food, but their next request left everyone speechless. When my husband, Victor, suggested inviting his relatives for the long holiday weekend, I didn't object. They haven't all been together in years, he said. It'll only be 3 days. I smiled and agreed. I wanted everyone to feel welcome. The week before they arrived, I practically lived at the supermarket. I filled 2 shopping carts with groceries, premium steaks, fresh salmon, cheeses, fruit, homemade desserts, vegetables, drinks, and everything needed for large family dinners. By the time I finished shopping, I had spent nearly 40,000 rubles. It was expensive, but I considered it a special occasion. The first evening was wonderful. Everyone praised my cooking. Victor's mother hugged me. His father asked for another serving of roast beef. His sister joked that I should open my own restaurant. I went to bed tired but happy. The next morning, I walked into the kitchen and stopped. The refrigerator looked almost empty. The smoked salmon I had planned for dinner was gone. The imported cheeses had disappeared. The fruit platter had vanished. Even the homemade tiramisu I had prepared for the next evening had been eaten. Uncle Boris sat happily drinking coffee. Morning, he said. We got hungry around midnight. I forced a smile. I can see that. The same thing happened every day. Every meal turned into a feast. People opened new packages without asking. They finished desserts meant for later. Someone even opened several expensive bottles of juice at once because they couldn't decide which flavor they preferred. By Sunday afternoon, almost everything I had bought was gone. As I threw away another stack of empty food containers, I quietly calculated the receipts. Nearly 40,000 rubles. Not once had anyone offered to buy groceries or even bring bread from the nearby store. I decided to let it go. After all, they were leaving the next morning. That evening, we gathered around the dining table for tea. The conversation was cheerful until Victor's father cleared his throat. We've all discussed something. I looked up. What is it? His mother smiled warmly. We've had such a wonderful weekend. I'm glad. She leaned forward. So we've decided. My stomach tightened. Decided what? His sister clapped her hands excitedly. Every major holiday should be here. I blinked. I'm sorry. New Year's, Easter, summer vacations. She counted them on her fingers. Everyone loves your house. Before I could answer, Uncle Boris laughed. And your cooking is better than any restaurant. Everyone nodded. I looked at Victor. He smiled awkwardly but remained silent. Then his father added, and naturally, you'll handle the groceries again. The room suddenly felt very quiet. I looked at him. The groceries. Of course. His mother smiled as though it were obvious. You're the hostess. You always know what to buy. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. So let me understand. I folded my hands calmly on the table. This weekend, everyone enjoyed nearly 40,000 rubles worth of food. No one argued. And now you're asking me to pay for every future holiday as well. His sister laughed. Oh, don't think about money. It's family. I smiled politely. Exactly. It is family, which is why I assumed family would also help with the expenses. The smiles around the table faded. I continued quietly. If we're celebrating together, everyone can contribute. One person brings drinks, another buys meat, someone else brings desserts. It doesn't all have to come from one household. No one answered. Instead, they exchanged uncomfortable glances. For the first time that weekend, the room was completely silent. I realized then that they hadn't expected a discussion. They had expected me to smile, nod, and continue financing every family gathering without question. Victor finally looked at me, then at his relatives, and although he still hadn't spoken, it was obvious he had finally understood something. Generosity given freely is appreciated. Generosity expected as an obligation quickly becomes entitlement. And judging by the silence around the table, everyone had just realized those were two very different things.